Well, it's a combo that's getting our attention tonight. Bitter cold and precipitation.
Wes White, is this something that we need to be concerned about in the morning?
Well, the way...
Thanks, Wes. New at 9:30, an update on that traffic accident involving several vehicles over the weekend and someone apparently trying to get away from Jefferson County law enforcement.
Randy Hildreth spoke with troopers and has an update on the injuries. Randy?
Catherine, the state isn't your side.
Over the weekend, the man accused of kidnapping Homewood native Anaya Blanchard went before a judge in Lee County. Ibrahim Yazid is charged with first-degree kidnapping. A gag order has been issued in this case, which means reporters are not allowed in the courtroom and attorneys cannot discuss the case. While gag orders are somewhat rare, one attorney says there are reasons to restrict information from the public, like protecting the quality of an investigation or ensuring a fair trial.
A case like this, it could be to allow the law enforcement and the prosecutor's office to have additional time to get more information, more evidence. It could be a variety of things.
Yazid was out on bond at the time of Anaya's disappearance. He faces a number of charges in other jurisdictions.
Well, that explosion has been ruled an accident.
Birmingham police arrested a man they say led them on a chase this morning in Brighton. Police say it started when they tried to pull the man over. He initially stopped but then drove off. During that chase, he hit a couple of Birmingham police vehicles. No officers were hurt.
Happening tomorrow, the City of Montgomery at the UAB campus green this afternoon.
In Shelby County, students use their day off to honor veterans. The Youth Leadership Program is an organization consisting of students from several counties. And this morning, the organization gathered in Pelham to serve veterans free breakfast and wash their cars. Students say they wanted to make sure that they showed veterans that they care. Now, closure for an Etowah County family tonight after the discovery of a World War II submarine on which one of their relatives lost their life.
Fascinating story. James Acton Jones was one of the 80 crewmen who went down with the USS Grayback in the Pacific in February of 1944. And as Archie Snowden reports, his family never gave up hope that that sub would be found. That submarine.
A rehab facility in Oneonta is showing support for their veterans today with parking spots. The TLC Nursing Center dedicated a parking place for wounded soldiers, and some of their veteran residents helped paint and install the sign for the new spot. A big day for bourbon enthusiasts in our area.
Yeah, Pappy Van Wink.
A group of robbery suspects start to tear up a grocery store, but the owner ends up getting the last laugh.
Also an $8 million mistake, how a discount at a major fast food chain ended up costing the company big time.
Boeing remains optimistic that its 737 MAX jets will fly again starting next month. The plane has been grounded by authorities around the world since March because of two fatal crashes that killed a total of 346 people. The Federal Aviation Administration is refusing to comment on a timeline for getting the jets back in the air. FAA whistleblowers question whether Southwest Airlines improperly flew jets without full knowledge of their safety history.
The 88 jet cost you $7 a month. Well, a mistake by a group of Burger King stores ended up costing the company millions of dollars. Carol's Restaurant Group runs more than 1,000 Burger Kings. The group CEO says a new discount allowed people to buy 2 Whoppers at a lower price, but their stores mistakenly extended the discount to fries and a drink. The mistake cost the company about $1.50 on every sale, which adds up to about $8.2 million. Now, within the next decade, you may have the option of vacationing in space. The Gateway Foundation wants to start building a hotel in space in 2025. The private company wants to create the Werner von Braun Hotel, named for the late aerospace engineer and architect. The cost of 3-night double occupancy, an awful lot of those Burger King burgers, of $5 million. On a more serious note, a sexual assault case in Texas reportedly was not prosecuted due to the victim's immigration status. And law enforcement is not happy about it. Plus, video showing one business owner turning the tables on a group of smash and grab robbers. An assistant district attorney in Houston was fired for refusing to pursue a sexual assault case. Houston police say the prosecutor was more concerned with the victim's immigration status than the crime. In fact, officials say that DA eventually refused to file charges against the suspect due to his questions about the victim's immigration status.
At the end of the day, criminals count on people being afraid, and we don't want you to be afraid.
Please, if you are the victim of a crime, come forward. We
will help you. We're not going to question your legal status, nor should anybody in the criminal justice question your legal status.
The police union says charges were eventually filed against the suspect in that case.
We've got a warning tonight from doctors if you're one of the many people who wear ear. Attention to that warning. Well, 4 robbers were hoping to make bank when they broke into a Texas jewelry store.
But as Deborah Wrigley found out, despite the damage, the store owner had the last laugh.
Well, I heard the door click.
This is the moment trouble arrived at the front door of Delton Hayes Jewelry. A man tries to open the door. He's buzzed in, but something didn't seem right.
When he opened up the door all the way and then stuck his foot there and was on the phone, I knew at that point something was wrong, and I was hollering at Delton.
In his office, Delton Hayes was watching his alma mater beat Alabama. He heard the door, saw the guy keep the door open.
They come running around the corner. Three other guys did, and they came right in and started smashing cases in just a few seconds.
They were in the middle of smashing the glass when suddenly they started running out. That's because Delton pulled out his equalizer, pulled the trigger, shooting through a one-way mirror.
I stood up, and when the 3 came through the door and started busting the cases, I started firing shots at them.
It worked. 2 of them were hit, one in the hand, the other.
That's what the police told me, yeah, that one of them got shot in the butt.
Even better, they were all caught some miles away in Channelview, the 2 wounded taken to a hospital. The other 2 in the back of a patrol car. The one item they took, a ring, recovered.
They dropped it out in the parking lot, running to the car.
He was told other pieces of jewelry and drugs were recovered from their car. Back at the store, boards replace glass shattered by bullets, cleanup underway. And should history try to repeat itself in another robbery attempt, it won't be only Delton Hayes shooting.
I'm taking my handgun class license, and I will have that gun prepared.
At least 3 people are now dead as those wildfires continue to scorch parts of Australia. More than 100 fires are burning. 40 of them are not contained. An off-duty police officer in Arkansas is off the job tonight after he was caught on camera at a nightclub.
And his dancing is not the reason he's getting so much attention. Look for yourself, or maybe don't.
He's a dirty man.
Yeah. The police officer is dancing naked inside a nightclub. He is now suspended without pay for a month because of this video. Authorities say he appears to be highly intoxicated.
And now, your first alert weather with WB.
Tomorrow morning. So
It's funny, so often I get asked by friends out of state, does it ever get cold in Alabama?
Well,
yeah, actually it does.
Well, Steve, you know this. We had family in for the game this weekend. They flew in from New York, and we were talking about, they were saying, oh, it's just going to drop into the 20s. But the thing is, when you go from 70 degrees to the teens and 20s, it's a shocker.
It's brutal.
Yeah, if you can't feel your fingers, you can't feel your fingers. You know?
That's right.
It's cold.
All right, thanks, Wes. Well, one of Tennessee's newest lawyers has an unforgettable swearing-in ceremony thanks to the kindness of one judge. Check this out. Juliana Lamar says right before they were about to begin, the judge picked up her 1-year-old son and insisted that he help swear in his mom. It only made sense, though, since she got pregnant halfway through law school and worried about everything from missing too many classes to giving birth during her final exam. So she says having her little boy right there to watch her complete her goal was incredible.
Awesome. We are used to seeing statues of heroic men and women unveiled on Veterans Day.
Yeah, in one town making sure our non-human military heroes are getting some recognition too. This statue of Chopper, the Navy K-9, was unveiled at the Veterans Park in Imperial Beach, California. He's credited with saving U.S. troops from Taliban attacks in Iraq and Afghanistan. The memorial also recognizing Chopper's handler, who helped launch the Navy's K-9 program. Coming up.
This is not the way you want to start your Monday. This is a video from an American Airlines flight in Chicago. The plane skidding off the icy runway at O'Hare. American says nobody was hurt.
North Korea's nuclear activities remain a cause for serious concern tonight. That's according to the International Atomic Energy Agency. Officials say North Korea test-fired 2 projectiles on Halloween after test-firing a missile earlier in October. Now, the IAEA today calling North Korea's activities, quote, deeply regrettable and a clear violation of UN Security Council resolutions.
At least 2 people were hurt in a house explosion in West Virginia.
Yeah, neighbors said it happened today after a technician smelled gas while working on the home's furnace. First responders are investigating the cause of that explosion.
Next on News Tonight at 10, FBI agents from Florida here in our state tonight why they think a missing 5-year-old little girl could be in Demopolis. Also new at 10, the family and friends of this beloved Birmingham bartender mourning his loss and demanding justice. They say